We all know when children are really interested, they will sit and they will engage, or they will stand, or they will play for hours. Today we are talking about engaging children in play. How do I keep children engaged? Here are my big things for how to keep children engaged in play experiences. First of all, make sure it's child-directed. Let children take control of their own play. If you are doing more work than the children, then it's teacher-led. Number 2, design your play environment in a responsive way. What are the underlying components that they're interested in? Maybe it is bunnies, but maybe it's the action of bunnies and where bunnies live, the colors of bunnies. You want to look at really not just the toy or the material, but how are the children interacting with that? And then setting up play experiences based on all of those possibilities, not just one. We really want to make sure we're honing in on what the skills that children are practicing. When we do that, they're going to be engaged in those environments a little longer. Next one, attention span. A 2-year-old has a 2-minute attention span. So when 2-year-olds are bouncing around everywhere, that is absolutely normal. If you're reading a book and they really love that book, they can sit there for 30 minutes, but their brain actually shuts off processing after about 10 minutes because that's a little long for them. So even when we're reading a story, make sure the children select the stories, that they select how do they want to sit for that story time. Do they want to lay down? Do they want to sit in a chair? Do they want to get up and sit and up and sit? Do they want to dance? Do they want to move? Keep them engaged with whole body movements. Children learn through movement. They learn through connection. So let us make sure that we have a proper expectation on attention span and keep those bodies moving. So a general rule of thumb that I like to follow is attention span for children, so brain processing ability, is 5 times their age. And this is just like any other skill they're working on, from walking to crawling to writing to jumping and skipping. It takes time to build. So when we have little ones that are hopping around from activity space to activity space, and they're hopping around every 2 minutes, guess what? That's just how their brain is processing. That's the maximum of their attention span. And we slowly work with children with attention span to increasing that. How do we do that? Be responsive to their interests, right? Make a connection with them. The more that the children feel safe and secure and that this is a place of exploration, of the ability to make mistakes and try again and not get in trouble, this is what increases attention span. So we want to be cognizant of that. The other thing that I noticed is we changed it every day, where every day we create a different provocation or a different activity set up in the blocks area. We put a different art activity every day. So this tells the children that this won't be here tomorrow. So you better try and get all activities in as fast as you can, as often as you can, because it's not going to be there tomorrow. So we want more consistency in our room. We don't have to have 8 to 12 different provocations or activities set up every single day. We want to look at instead really honing in on those interests and creating maybe 3 to 5 provocations for the whole week, and still having that access to materials that are available, that they're always been playing with, that they're really excited about. So keeping that continuity within our classroom and bringing in some new approaches to play, some new materials, but not every single day in 8 to 12 different spaces. We also do want to consider children's neurodiversity, and that for some children, their brains are not wired to focus for long amounts of time, or they do better in solitary play experiences or observing. Children have multisensory and multimodal learning in any play experience that they engage in. How responsive are we to creating an environment that really supports children's growth and development through play? This is about noticing, naming, and nurturing to create that responsive environment that actually meets the attention span of children. Now, there's lots of different reasons why children might be hopping around. Maybe it's how they process things. Maybe it's too different from their home environment. And so we want to talk with the families and say, hey, what is something that your child really enjoys at home that we can bring into the program? Time. Children need at least 20 minutes to start getting into the play process. And so if we stop them in 20 minutes, they're not actually even engaged in full play yet. So creating 2 3 hours of play periods, watching how many transitions we have, how many times we do like a group gathering or snack time, is it interrupting their play? The longer time frames they have to engage in play, the more they can develop that attention span. What do you think, everyone? Do you have any tips that you want to share with everyone to increase attention span? What works for you? When you have a child that is struggling with attention span or engagement in play, what has worked for you in the past that is play or child-led? Be sure to comment and share your play experiences. If you have any questions, you know what? Just say, hey, Tina, PM me. Bye now.